Sorry, guys. Let's see. Did it stop recording? It didn't. I got that message. It was like, oh, you have 20% of battery life left, just so you know. And I was like, whoa, did it stop recording? It did not. Hello everyone, thanks so much for tuning into my channel today. Today I'm going to talk about supplies that you'll need as a grad student. So this was a requested video, so I know many of you are starting programs in the fall. You always, or people are considering programs and just kind of wondering what will I need. It's just a good basis of just how to start when I'm actually enrolled in my program. So before I move any further, you know what I'm gonna do. If you have not already done so, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, please be sure to click like. And if you want to get more updates whenever I'm posting new content, please be sure to bell me. If you're interested in reading the blog for this video, you can check that out on my website at www.shikahenley.com. So just stay tuned, and I'm going to talk a bit about supplies that I think are the best supplies when you are moving into a grad program. Okay, everybody, welcome back. As you can see, it's not quite as quiet as it was before, but I am in beautiful Mackinac City in Michigan. So remember, I told everybody you got to do your self-care. This is Easter weekend. We had Good Friday off, so I was able to just kind of get out of the city and just relax a little bit. This is where I feel at home. So I'm also trying to change the format of my video, so we'll see how this goes because I like lists and I tend to be long-winded, so I don't know if it's gonna work. But anyway, this video was requested. Someone requested this video because she is starting a program. She just kind of wanted to know what were things that would be useful in a grad program. And I was like, okay, that's actually, a pretty good question. So I have a list here. I have it written. I'm just so old school with it today. I have everything written, and I'm just going to kind of go through things that I think are useful when you're in grad school, because I kind of realized I've probably been in grad school longer than I've done like undergrad programs. I could have had 3 bachelor's degrees at this point. Just kind of unfortunate. So anyway, the first thing that you will need, I did highlight your basic supplies because you will need your basic supplies. You will need, I have everything listed here. Things that I use a lot, I use often were highlighters. I really needed highlighters because it's just so much reading when you're in grad school. I also put these little page tabs here. I think you can kind of see them. I hope you can see them. I hope you can hear me. But these are super helpful when you have to go back and you have to refer to something because, again, you're reading so much, you don't know where to go. Sometimes I have them color-coded. Sometimes I have the paper ones where I'm writing things on them. But these have just been a godsend. I've always used these in every program no matter what because, like I said, there's just always a ton of reading. And when you have to go back to a book from a class, you took a semester ago or 2 semesters ago, it's going to be helpful when you have all those things organized well. So those are the 2 big things that I always need. I always use hole punchers. I need the 3-prong hole puncher because I also need binders. So when I print out, if I'm printing out the readings, what I do is I print everything out and then I put everything in binders and organize them that way because you're going to have those PDF readings and you're going to have your textbooks and you just want to figure out how am I going to house all this information. However, I will talk a bit about how I kind of transition out of using the binders. I'll talk about that in another point that I have here. And then I also have that you need like a good book bag or a good laptop bag because one of the things I've talked about in several of my videos is that I kind of work on the go. I always have what I need, and so it's important that you have a bag that can accommodate a laptop or a book or 2 just so that you can kind of keep those things with you as you're moving around. But again, I'm going to kind of talk about books and things a little bit later. Okay, number 2, and I know this one, for some people, they're like, okay, totally, and some people are like, oh, I don't know about this. A new laptop. I definitely would say you need a new laptop. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's an expense. I don't really know if that's something that I want to do. Or you may get a cheaper laptop, and I'll push back on that. You really need a laptop that's going to be updated, that can move quickly and can just kind of house all the things that you need to house, especially as I move through this doctoral program. When you are in a stats class and you have to run SPSS and all these other things, you need to have a computer that can roll with you with those things. You don't want an old computer that it won't accept the downloads or any of those things, but you also, a thing that a lot of doctoral students told me when they were students, they're all PhDs, congratulations guys, was that I knew when I had to do my dissertation, like they were like, this is my dissertation computer, because you lose one computer, and that's just what you don't want. You don't want to lose a computer with all your stuff on it, and then you're just kind of out there. Like one of my computers that I was using initially, that computer kind of died on me. I need to take it to Apple to see if I can get the things off of it, but a lot of my work for my previous master's program was on that computer, and I'm just like, I kind of need this, that, or the other document, and it's kind of trapped on this computer. So I would definitely recommend, if you're doing student loans, take out a little extra money. I worked over the summer, one summer, to save up for one. Like, just make sure you get a new laptop, because that is going to be your saving grace. You don't want that laptop to die on you during your program. Another thing is, if you're into this, because one of the things I've realized is people love Word. Like, you'll need Word, or you really need to be super comfortable with using your drive. I don't like using Word. It's not that I don't like using it. I'll take that back. I just stopped downloading it on my computers because I use the drive so often. But many professors prefer that you submit things via, like for my doctoral work, they want everything in Word. They want everything in that suite. But I do prefer using the drive. I do download things as PDFs and upload things that way, but you just need to make sure that all of that is recent and ready to go, because I've just kind of noticed that even though my program focuses in on curriculum and instruction, I've had to do so many things that use technology. I've had to create spreadsheets, like I've had to do stats because I'm in a doctoral program. I've had to take a technology class and make things, PowerPoints, and insert movies and links, and have to do podcasts and all these other things. So it's just kind of important that you have all of your software. If you have software that's up to date and ready to go. And if you aren't really dealing with the software, make sure you're really comfortable with the drive and you know how to put something into Word, because anybody who uses the drive knows if you download a Word document or a doc and turn it into a Word document, the formatting is all off, and vice versa. So just make sure you have access to those things. Okay, so number four is books. So of course it's like, I need books for my grad program. But the thing is, the books get really expensive. Like when you see a book, you're like, oh, this book is $500. What? So with books, you really have to figure out how to finagle your way around books. They may say you need the third edition, and the third edition just has new pictures in it. You might get the second edition. You may find, and there are websites where you can find books, and they are cheaper as opposed to getting them from Amazon or going to your school, which my school goes to Barnes & Noble. So sometimes I do order that way, but sometimes I'm kind of trying to hunt down books, or I'm reaching out to other people who I know who may have access to books. Sometimes I'm trying to see if there are PDF versions, because sometimes you can find a PDF version of a book and just download that. And then I also I did shift into using my Kindle app, because I have an iPad, not a Kindle, but I have the Kindle app. And I know some people are like, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. But that Kindle app, like that download alone, will save you a lot of money. So just kind of thinking about books, you don't necessarily have to go purchase that book from the store, but really think about what are alternatives. Can I go to the library and just get this book for the semester? Got Coco down here. Coco's doing things. But can I get this book for the semester? Is there a website that I can go to? And there are websites where they say they still use books, or is there another student who's taking this class, and I can buy that book from that person. But just try to figure out another alternative to purchasing books, and also making sure you get them in a timely fashion. I was bad for that. I would wait until like the weekend before and be like, oh my gosh, I need my book, and then it was like, oh crap, I can't get it, and I have 3 chapters to read by tomorrow. So just make sure you're on point with those things. Okay, number 5, I put Adobe on here, but I don't have Adobe, so I put that on there, but I'm not sure if somebody who has Adobe will be able to speak to it. But some sort of like a PDF writer is something that you use. If you have, like, I have a Mac, so I kind of can play around with PDFs, but everybody doesn't have a Mac, so everybody can't play around with PDFs. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Coco. Coco's like enjoying being out here. You see it in the background there. But as I was talking about books, like I said, downloading those PDFs were really helpful. But then one of the other things that you'll realize, you might have a class that doesn't have a book, and the professor has selected all the readings. So as I think about my philosophical foundations of curriculum and instruction class, or education rather, all of those books were PDF. It wasn't a book, it was PDFs. It was PDFs of all of these philosophers and all these theories, and I had to download all of this. And so printing it out can become a pain in the butt. Like if you want to print and you realize you're printing out 100 pages, that's going to be a little bananas. So you wind up downloading all these PDFs. So it's important once you download PDFs if you aren't printing them, because again, it does get to a point where like I've kind of transitioned out. I just stopped printing out information. You need to be able to highlight and underline on the actual document, which is also very convenient, which is one of the things I kind of talked about switching over. And I guess this is like an addendum or something I'm adding in, because I started really using the drive, because there's so many things that your professors are going to be like, oh, here, download this, look at this, here's a link for all these, this is all on Blackboard or whatever system that you're using. So it's important to download them and start organizing them, like putting them in your drive and folders so you know where they are. They're also more convenient because it's more convenient to take notes that way. One of the things that you noticed I did not say was I needed a notebook. I think in all of my grad programs, I've used one notebook. So I just really wound up typing out notes, which just becomes more convenient, because when you're writing an extensive paper and you're trying to search through all of these documents, it's easier to push Control F to find something that you wrote versus fishing through all of these pages. Well, where is this? Where is this? So that was a transition that I made, and a little bit of an addendum. So I guess that's kind of a 5A, you know, being able to organize all those documents that way. Number 6. Can you see it? This is the APA handbook. I don't know if you can see this. So this is number 6. This took me a long time to buy. But if you are in a grad program, 9 times out of 10, you're using APA. And APA is completely confusing. I don't enjoy APA. Most people don't. I was an English major. I used MLA. I completely understood MLA. So APA is just always like, I'm like, wait, where do I put my period? What? I don't understand. But this book is going to kind of be a saving grace, because I'm assuming in most graduate programs, I know in my graduate program, you will lose points for poor APA format. So this is just kind of a book that you'll need and you'll always refer to. So I am recommending, as supplies as a grad student, to go ahead and pick up the APA manual. This is the most recent one, because I needed the most recent one when I was doing my comps. But if you don't have one, get one, because you're gonna need it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do recap, because it is recap time. I don't really think the format changed very much. I'm just sitting behind a beautiful lake here, but you know, it's whatever. Life is great. And Coco is barking. You kind of saw her moving around there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick summary of the things that you will need as supplies as a graduate student. Okay, so the first one you do need some basic supplies. However, you don't have to go overboard with the basic supplies. The biggest things you'll need are highlighters and those little page tabbies. What are they called? I'm calling them page tabbies. For these guys here, they have always been super helpful for me in organizing all of my readings and things for school. The next thing is, if you can get a new computer, get a new computer, because what you do not want is for your computer to die on you in the middle of a program, in the middle of an assignment, and you don't want a computer that doesn't have the capacity to download things you need to download and accept the software that you need it to accept. So if you don't have a new computer, if you don't have a substantial one, like I wouldn't recommend getting a Chromebook. I wouldn't recommend getting, like, you need to get a very substantial, a computer that's a bit of an investment, so that it can hang with you and go through all those motions with you. Number 3, software. Make sure you have all the things you need that comes with the Word, Word, Excel, all those things. Or make sure you're super comfortable with the Drive, but know how to get things out of that Drive format and into the Microsoft format, because people still use that. It's super common. Number 4, books. Really figuring out how to find books cheaply, and then housing them on your Kindle app, because again, there's just a lot of things, or on your Kindle. It's just a lot of things that you'll have to read, and it's easier if they're all kind of in a space. And it's also cheaper downloading them. You might be able to find free PDFs. You might be able to get them from the library, but figure out what you're doing with your books. Number 5, getting some sort of PDF writer, something that you can write on PDFs, because you are going to have so many readings that'll be on PDF in PDF form that you'll have to be able to take notes on it. And number 6, the APA book. If you don't have this book, get it. You're gonna need it. Sorry, guys. now. So thanks guys so much for tuning in. I really hope that this video will be out after a holiday, because I was post on Wednesdays, but I hope you enjoyed your holiday. If you do celebrate Easter, if you don't celebrate Easter, I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, you found it useful, please be sure to click like. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And thanks so much to all of you who have subscribed and who are continuing to subscribe. And thanks so much to just the people who are looking at these videos. Like, I have some videos I feel kind of popular here. I'm like, oh, kind of an expert. Maybe not. I don't know. And if you would like to read the blog for this video, which I still have to write because right now I just have a list like this. But if you would like to read the blog for the video when that blog is posted, it will be posted on my website at www.shikahenley.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure talking to all of you. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you are enjoying your life, and I will catch you next time. No, just in Starbucks, enjoying my cappuccino.
Coco? What you up to, Coco?